Yo, what is going on, guys? MSWizzle here, and today I'll be talking about all the new fish, bugs, and sea creatures coming to the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere in October. So now, there aren't too many new ones for the Northern Hemisphere, but there are a lot new ones for the Southern Hemisphere. So yeah, and without further ado, let's get right into it. First up, for the Northern Hemisphere, there are two new fish coming to October. There we have the yellow perch that sells for 300 bells in the river, medium to small shadow size, all day long. Now, we've already seen this fish before. It came, I believe, like early Animal Crossing stage, like March, April, May, sometime around there. We've already seen this. It's nothing new. But not everybody started in March, so this could be new to you, but it's not new to anyone that's played since March 20th. And then next we have the dab, also not new, 300 bells in the sea, medium to small shadow size, all day long. So yeah, that is it for the Northern Hemisphere fish. There are not any new ones that we've not seen before, but yeah, only two fish. And then we have one new bug in October, the ladybug. I'm sure that we've all seen this before. 200 bells on flowers from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's just returning. It's not like new, it's like returning. So yeah. And then we have three sea creatures coming in October. So first we have the seaweed. We've already seen this before. 600 bells, large shadow size. It has a stationary swimming pattern and it is available all day long. Next we have the spiny lobster. We have not seen this one ever yet. 5,000 bells, large shadow size, and it is fast from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Next, we have the Venus flower basket. Also have not seen this one yet. 5,500 bells, medium shadow size. It has quick, long lunges, and it is available from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. So yeah, that is it for the Northern Hemisphere fish, bugs, and sea creatures. There are actually not a lot to go through, so I only have to catch like 2 new things to actually complete everything. So yeah. Next, we have the Southern Hemisphere fish, bugs, and sea creatures. So first, for the fish, we have the killfish that sells for 300 bells in the pond. It's tiny, all day long. Next, we have the crawfish that sells for 200 bells. It is located in the pond. It has a small shadow size, all day long. Next, we have the snapping turtle that sells for 5,000 bells in the river with a large shadow size from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Next, we have the guppy that sells for 1,300 bells in the river. It has a tiny shadow size from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next, we have the neon tetra that sells for 500 bells in the river with a tiny shadow size from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next, we have the seahorse that sells for 1,100 bells in the sea and has a tiny shadow size all day long. Next, we have the clownfish that sells for 650 bells in the sea, tiny shadow size all day long. Next, we have the sturgeon fish that sells for 1,000 bells. It is in the sea, has a small shadow size, and it is available all day long. Next, we have the butterfly fish that sells for 1,000 bells in the sea, small shadow size all day long. And finally, for the fish for the Southern Hemisphere, we have the zebra turkey fish that sells for 500 bells in the sea with a medium to small shadow size all day long. Now, as for the bugs for the Southern Hemisphere, we have the common blue bottle that sells for 300 bells that is located flying from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. Next, we have the Griez Butterfly that sells for 3,000 bells flying around from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, a lot of these are hard to pronounce, so bear with me here. Next, we have the Raja Brooks Birdwing, however you say this, 2,500 bells, flying around 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next, we have the Atlas Moth that sells for 3,000 bells on trees from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. Next, we have the Madagascan Sunset Moth that sells for 2,500 bells, flying around from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next, we have the Long Locust that sells for 200 bells on the ground from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Next, we have the Darner Dragonfly that sells for 230 bells, flying around from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next, we have the giant Waterbug that sells for 2,000 bells. It is on water, and it is available from 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. Next, we have the jewel beetle that sells for 2,400 bells on tree stumps all day long. And finally, we have the flea that sells for 70 bells, and it is on villagers' heads all day long. Now, the final section of our list here, we have the sea creatures arriving for the Southern Hemisphere in October. First, we have the lobster that sells for 4,500 bells. It has a large shadow size and it moves pretty quick all day long. Next, we have the sea pineapple that sells for 1,500 bells, has a small shadow size, and moves quick, and it is available all day long. So yeah, that wraps up our little list here, all the new fish, bugs, and sea creatures from the Northern Hemisphere, and the fish, bugs, and sea creatures from the Southern Hemisphere. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, if this helped you out, leave a like, subscribe, comment which one you're most excited to catch. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. That is all. Like, comment, subscribe for some more Animal Crossing content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.